PokeRamble Podcast.
Tis the season to pull sync pairs. Gacha, gacha, ga, 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 ga. Yes, we're talking about the Christmas sync pairs that we want to see in Pokemon Masters. We'll also be talking about Rosa and Siebold with their Christmas sync pairs, and also be talking about the new updates to Pokemon Go. So let's go. Wrong game, but let's go. Welcome to episode 24 of the PokeRamble Podcast. I'm your host Kumail, and joined with me, as always, is the Battle Frontier brain himself, Amit. How are you, my good sir?
How did you get that intro first time round?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You set yourself one hell of a challenge, and you got it right first take.
I know. It might have to do with something like me standing in front of a mirror in the bathroom for about 20 minutes, going over that constantly, so I could get it right the first time. I thought I was going to trip up at the gacha gacha ga 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 ga, but I'm so glad that just came out.
No, that's exactly where I thought you'd slip up, and you handled it perfectly, my friend.
Absolutely pro me. That's what I do on this here channel of ours. But yeah, how's the week gone?
It's been a good week. I feel it getting properly cold now, so I'm getting ready for Christmas. I think as we are on the podcast today.
Sorry, that's of course we are. Yes. And we've got a surprise in store. Someone's making a return after a long time, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Is it podcast form plushies?
I was ready to release them this year, but unfortunately due to the coronavirus pandemic I can't.
You've got 7 weeks. You got 7 weeks.
It's impossible. I can't get the staff, unfortunately. No, but
episode Arbok though.
And on episode Arbok, I would like to say that I went through a tough challenge, just like Cobra Kai. See what I did there with it?
I did see what you did there.
Yeah. No, so I finally got my shiny Regice after 2,199 soft resets.
So almost double par.
I mean, after the 5,000 of Registeel, it's just nice to, be in the 2,000s this time. And I'll tell you what, actually, this felt a hell of a lot longer than Registeel did. And can you guess why that is?
Because the shiny for Regice is literally the same as the non-shiny for Regice.
It's impossible to tell. Like in Pokemon Go, for example, the shiny for Regice is a lot darker, so you can tell. You can absolutely tell the difference between normal and shiny. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, you just can't tell. So I was relying on watching the full animation for the Pokemon sort of appearance, and then hearing the noises for the little sparkles and shingles and stuff like that.
How certain are you that you didn't miss it?
100%.
All right, fair play.
Otherwise I would have missed it again. 100%. So yeah, I kept looking at it. I didn't turn off the game until I heard the sound, because sense. When you see a shiny, the animation that so when you encounter a Pokemon, it shows you the Pokemon, then it flashes to your Pokemon. But if it's a shiny, it stays on the Pokemon for a bit more longer to give you that extra animation. So yeah, I'm just glad that that's out of the way. Now I'm doing Regieleki at the moment, and I can actually do that in half the time I was doing Regice, because you can straight away tell if it's not got like a white band. You need to reset your game. So yeah,
there was a very heartfelt article that I read, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, about someone who is, I think we talked about it, visually impaired, who was hunting in the same way you were, like purely based on the sound, to try and determine if something was shiny or not. It's cool.
Yeah. It's amazing what people can do, eh?
Yeah,
we did that on Mewtwo Mondays, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Mewtwo Monday was fun.
Yeah, and just a little update on that. We're at 50 resets and no shiny Mewtwo, so this is going to be ravishing. And we did have a whole debate about whether or not it's quicker to catch 31 Pokemon and then catch the Mewtwo, and it came to a bit of a misunderstanding between us talking about two different things.
Yes.
So yeah.
We got there. In the end, the maths prevailed.
Yeah, that was all fun. But yeah, I've got a week off now, so I'm very much looking forward to doing that and just playing games, I guess, and soft resetting for this Regieleki. And actually, just before we go into the news, but I found the method of soft resetting the legendary Swords of Justice trio. So Yeah, looks like I'm doing that next. Because
Is it not just saving directly in front of them?
No, because it's a bit like they're roaming, if that makes sense. Not roaming, sorry. So how it works is if you knock them out, they disappear, and then you have to open up Pokemon Camp and then close Pokemon Camp, and then they'll reappear again, if that makes sense.
So you can't just like save in front of them. Oh, okay, fine.
No, because
Sure.
do you know like overworld Pokemon, the strong
Yes.
overworld Pokemon, their stats and stuff, their nature, their stats and all that stuff is predetermined as soon as they spawn. So as soon as the animation for them spawning pops up, they're locked at that nature.
So in theory, you'd have to leave the area, come back into the area.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Before it spawns, so you have to knock it out, then go to Pokemon Camp, come out of Pokemon Camp, quickly press the X button and then save, and then once you come out of the menu, the Pokemon should pop up, and then that's how you soft reset.
That is convoluted.
Yeah, it's convoluted, but it's the best possible method, easiest possible method once you get it nailed down. Because as soon as you do it for the first time, you don't have to worry about it again, which is good. All you have to do then is just keep soft resetting. So yeah. But anyway, talking of soft resetting, Pokemon Go is ready for a brand new update. Let's talk about that now. So they call this Go Beyond Levels, Pokemon Go. Now I think this name is quite fitting because Gen 6 is incoming now, right? And they've got the level cap is unlocking basically to level 50. I think it's being tested at the moment in Australia, but the idea is that you're no longer capped to level 40. You're going to get a cap to level 50, and I think it's going to be gradually going over to 50. So you'll have level 41 available for you to upgrade to, then level 42, 43, slowly like staged out, rolled out in stages rather than all at once, if that makes sense.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, people who are already level 40 will get like a sort of badge to say, oh look, we reached the legacy level cap before this new update came out. And people who haven't reached level 40 yet will find it easier to get to level 40. They'll add new ways of getting experience for them.
So will that badge be unobtainable as soon as the update releases for anyone who's not at level 40?
Yes, exactly.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I've got a level 40 badge, yay. I've got a second account, which is level 37 at the moment, so it's whatever. But with that, yeah, so I was just talking about Go Beyond. So yeah, Kalos is coming to the game with Pokemon like the Gen 6 starters. You're going to have Bunnelby, Fletchling, Litleo, Klefki, which is going to be exclusive to France for some reason. I guess it's to do with the sort of anime and the performer talking in French constantly, and Klefki being the sort of sidekick there, but that's
Kalos is based in France. That makes sense.
Yeah, but it's just Klefki in particular, just being the only Pokemon to appear in France. But yeah, that's coming. So Go Beyond. It's that thing of Mega Evolution with Gen 6. Going beyond evolution, going to something a bit further than that. So it sort of makes sense that we're getting the level cap sort of unscrewed now. As I said, Pokemon will scale to level 50 now as well. So yeah, Pokemon are going to get even more stronger, and raids hopefully will get easier, or maybe raids will get harder. Who knows? I don't know how they're going to sort of balance it, but we'll see. The other thing with this is, so yeah, these Kalos Pokemon are coming out December 2nd, I believe it is. And what they're also going to be introducing is something called Seasons, where now Pokemon will appear depending on what season it is. So rather than having the same 5 Pokemon outside of an event appearing, you can have season Pokemon. So like Darumaka in the summer, for example, or a Galarian Darumaka in the winter, for example. That kind of thing.
And is that hemisphere specific?
Hemisphere specific as well, yeah.
That's
exactly.
Cool.
And it will affect spawns, it will affect raids, and it will help theme events as well. So yeah.
Nice.
So it's a pretty big change. It kind of reminds me of like, Gen 5, how they had like seasons and you had like the dealing changing with the seasons. It kind of reminds me of that, which is really cool. It should make the game feel a little less stale at times, outside of events. So yeah, very exciting time. Very exciting time.
Yeah, cool.
What else am I missing? Oh, there's a event at the moment called 12 Days of Friendship, where your friendship levels up quicker, your friends do more damage in raids, and you can open more gifts. So get to it whilst you've got the 12 Days of Friendship ongoing. I think we're in day 3 at the moment, so you've got another 9 days of that. So yeah, get opening gifts.
On the 3rd day of friendship, Camille gave to me
1 gift was a sticker, 2 pokey.
You got to start with 3.
1.
Start with the 3, then you do the 2, then you do the 1.
I did the 3.
All right.
Oh, you did the 3. I don't know. And then 1 Rhyperior. Okay. So
we did not prep that. No. Can you tell?
Oh dear, I'd have to resign if that was prepped, and that's how it turned out. And the last thing to say is Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf are back in raids. Now, what's unique about these Pokemon is that they appear according to what region you're in. So if you're in Asia, you get 1 of the 3. If you're in Europe, you get 1 of the 3. And if you're in America, you get 1 of the 3. This is the first time that we'll be able to use remote passes to be able to, go into raids in America. For example, I'll have an American friend sort of send us an invite to get 1 of the regional exclusive lake spirits. So that's pretty cool, and that's happening from Tuesday till Monday, November 30th. So knock yourself out there with that. But I think that's all I've got for Pokemon Go at the moment. There's not much.
Do you want to know a cool fact about the Lake Trio?
Go and hit me.
The Lake Trio are the only legendary trio that can never learn HMs.
Oh, why is that?
They just don't have the ability to.
But one of them stands for knowledge.
Listen, they can't learn HMs.
I'm moving on. So you want to be a Pokemon Masters? It's Pokemon Masters time, and exciting! I woke up one morning and you were like, "There's a trailer. Have you seen it?" I'm like, "What? What trailer?" I go into the Pokemon Masters Twitter, so it was both on the English one and the Japanese one, and it was basically both the same content. Galarian sync pairs are incoming. Can you believe
Gen
it?
8 is here, people.
I don't know if we've got a date yet for when they're actually going to roll it out. I assume it's going to be at the start of the month. I don't know. Question mark.
I can't remember if there was anything officially in the trailer, but yeah, I mean it's pretty normal for Pokemon Masters to update near the end of each month, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was sort of very late this month or beginning of next month.
So can you tell me what was in the trailer essentially? Do you remember it?
It was a little trailer of the region of Galar, so you got to see, I think it was Postwick and that opening cutscene where you can see the rolling fields, and then the second half of the trailer is based in Slumbering World and sort of pans over to the altar where you pick up the rusted sword and the rusted shield, and the trailer ends with the cry of Zacian, which is probably a hint to what's going to be the first Galarian sync pair.
Ooh, and I guess it sort of was like Postwick the only thing you see at the beginning.
I don't know if it was the only thing. I'm gonna have to pull up the trailer.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering what Galar sync pair could partner with Zacian and Zamazenta, because really in the main games the only sort of sync pairs. Well, here's the problem with the main game: there's not much interaction with the 2 dogs by anybody really, apart from what Sonia, yourself, and Hop perhaps, but that's pretty much it. So I think it's quite limited as to who the pairs can be if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, there's more in the post game, to be honest.
Yeah, are we saying? Hang on, Sword. What's the name? Sword? Was it Swordbert and Shieldbert? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you saying one of them could be like the sync pair?
Yeah. So the trailer is the first half is like a series of cuts between the various sync pair trios.
Yeah.
And I guess the famous relationships in the game. So you see the Lusamine family, you see the Kanto trio, you see Wallace and Steven, and those kinds of pairings. And then the second half of the trailer is the shot from Postwick down to Wedgehurst, so Route 1 of Galar. No trainers in there at all, and then Slumbering World.
It's going to be interesting to see who ends up being, and what are they going to do with Zacian? Because that is very much his cry, isn't it, in that trailer? And
I would be so irritated if it was Swordbird.
But
Can you imagine?
I'm just thinking, what if this could be a fake out as well? What if it's not Zacian, it's just to signify that this is Gen 8. Because if you remember the original trailer for, I think, Sword and Shield, when they first announced it, was you saw the 3 starters and then you saw the 2 legendary dogs. So it could be just saying, oh, look, Gen 8's here and this is how you know it's Gen 8. Or is it going to be Zacian? What do you think?
I mean, I'm assuming the Pokemon Masters are going to do a little bit of a, like, not a celebration, but they'll make a slightly bigger deal out of Gen 8 than... because it's the only generation that's come out since the game came out, so I reckon they'll make a little bit of a big deal out of it. And I think because of that, whoever the sync pair is or are, or however many we get, I can only assume that they'll be fairly iconic. Like, I'm not expecting anyone who isn't sort of either the protagonists or someone like a Leon to be that first sync pair.
Right. So you think it's definitely Zacian and nobody else then?
I just can't think of any other Gen 8 Pokemon that's that iconic.
What if it's not a sync pair, but it's like Zacian joins us, if that makes sense?
Oh, so you can pair up with it with the Pokemon Masters? That would be really cool, like Solgaleo.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
I would love that.
And what type do you think it's going to be?
I really hope it's physical fairy.
Yeah.
Because we need a really good fairy pair. And there are some better ones now. Like, we've got Jigglypuff and we've got the other one that I never remember. Is there another physical fairy?
Well, you got Minnow, I guess, who's got Play Rough.
Gramble is not. He's not great. I still use Valerie over Mina. But it would be cool. It'd be cool to have another really good fairy type sync pair in the game.
Are you ready?
Because Diantha's apparently never coming, so there's that as well.
I can't believe we've got to like the 1.5 year anniversary and it's just like, yeah, she's not here anymore. She's gone.
I just can't believe that Older came out before Diantha, when Diantha was on the cover art of the loading screen.
There must be something spectacular happening with her. Like, she must be like even more OP than Red if they're delaying it that much.
Or they've just not designed her. Because that's the other thing that's crazy, is that we've now got every single sync pair from the original, I'll say Pokedex, but like the trainer listings. So every number has now been filled from the original game. The last sync pair to arrive from the base game was Signasuit Cynthia. So
wait,
in theory, now,
what are you talking about?
When you go into the game and you look at your Pokedex in the game, like all the sync pairs you've collected, there were silhouettes for ones that hadn't arrived yet.
No. They get added as time goes.
Okay, so maybe that's not what it was. Maybe it was the data mine from the original release.
That would be still incorrect, because there's some sync pairs that we still haven't seen from that. I'm not going to say obviously on the podcast in case they ever do come out, but I'll tell you. No,
but I'm wondering, maybe it was based on the numbering system. So maybe because they didn't release them in order of number, maybe that's what it was. But there was a significance to basically all of the original sync pairs being released when Signasuit Cynthia came out.
I'm going to park it there. You talked about designs. We've got a good old friend joining us. Let's switch to him now.
Please be excited for a question. Today's question comes from Ash Ketchum of Pallet Town. Ash asks, what Christmas sync pairs would you like to see this year in Pokemon Masters? Back to you in the studio for the answers.
Thank you very much, Ben, for the question. So, for next year? Well, I guess next month now. What Christmas sync pairs do you want to see? I'll start with you, Amit.
So, I took to Photoshop, which I don't often do, and pulled together my sync pair, which you can pop up on screen. I thought what we really needed was a good Christmas tree, and there aren't a huge number of options. But Trevenant, I found a lovely image of him covered in Christmas lights. Credit to Yellowy Yellow on DeviantArt for this. Christmas Trevenant with Christmas lights and whatever else he needs to be Christmassy tinsel, I guess. And I thought, who better to pair him with than Erica? And I've redesigned her outfit to be snowy on the outside and Christmassy on the inside.
That is incredible. It's actually incredible. I love the design of this. I want it to be true now. I really do. It just looks amazing. And I guess when we had the summer sync pairs, they did go through that, sort of traditional Japanese sort of attire. So it would make sense for Christmas to follow that this year as well.
Yeah, I mean, my logic is my logic is rather than just the trainer being styled, why not style the Pokemon too?
God, do you know what? That is just crazy enough for them to be like, you know what? Let's just break all the rules and make it happen
DNA,
now.
I am available if you want to hire me.
Do you know what? I would hire you 100%. That you've knocked it out of the park with that one.
Thank you, dude.
When you said Gen 1, I couldn't think of anything. Like, oh, what could he possibly do with Gen 1? And here we go. And the fact you've even colored it as well, which I couldn't do with my one, but wow. I need to get some lessons. This is incredible. I love it.
Thank you, dude.
So what would it be? Like a striker? Would it be support? Would it be tech?
I think Christmas is all about the season of giving.
Yeah.
So it would be a support pair designed to give light and joy and support to its partners.
Great. Yeah, it definitely looks like a Pokemon that would do that.
Yeah.
So okay, that's pretty cool. Now I've got one for you, and let me know when you can see it on screen. But when I first thought of this, I was like, oh my god, please, just please. You know, we haven't had him in the game yet, but let's just have him.
That's incredible.
Do you know what? And I wish I knew how to like sort of recolor like his trousers and his tops and stuff like that. But I thought, why not give N a Christmas hat, you know, Santa's sack, and like a glaring Darumaka, because one, he's from Gen 5. Two, I think when he was a kid, he was playing with various Pokemon, one of being Darumaka. And then like 3, Gen 8's incoming. Why not celebrate it with a, you know, Galarian form of a Gen 5 Pokemon?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my big reasoning, and this would obviously be a striker, I guess.
N in a Santa hat looks incredible.
Thank you. I didn't have to do much. I just had to get.
But
like,
I guess like because Zenmo Darmanitan, Galarian Darmanitan, is a snowman.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got a little
That makes
carrot
perfect sense.
for a
It
nose
makes
and stuff like
perfect
that.
sense.
So yeah,
Makes perfect
it'd be a really fun sync parent. And obviously, I went with the lazy sort of thinking of, well, it's ice type. What's more Christmassy than snow and ice? So yeah, pretty much that. And because he's got a tangential connection to Darumaka's across the world, I thought that would work out. So yeah, that's my Christmas sync pair.
I'd be really curious to see if Pokemon Masters could implement Zen mode, because at the moment there's no effects that change form based on HP, but there are abilities that trigger when you're at low health or half health or whatever. So the capability is definitely there. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, or if they're feeling lazy, just make it into like, you know, the sync pair in itself and have another trainer have a normal Darmanitan. You know, milk all the money from me. Don't worry about it. Just take all my money.
Should we apply to be official Pokemon Masters contributors?
Go for it. Go for it.
Should we? Because people are real mad at some of the other ones right now. Should we try and overtake them?
Wait, what's the other ones?
Like, can I name them? Is that fine?
Yeah, if you want, I don't mind.
Like, so people who are like officially paid by DNA to promote the game, like Poke111 and people like that.
Oh right, I didn't know.
So
that.
they got everyone's mad at them at the moment because they are, how shall I put this, like overly hyping. I mean, to be fair, they're paid to do it, but they're not being honest about the game. They're hyping things up that are not necessarily hypeable.
Yeah, I think there's always a balance to be struck, because you've got the internet who generally will leap at anything and everything and complain about everything without, you know, taking a step back and really thinking about things. And then you've got the other side of the internet who's just constantly trying to be positive about everything. So you need to find a balance between the two. So I'll definitely be up to that. I think we bring balance, me and you. You're the overly negative one. There's me trying to be the overly positive one.
So between us,
yeah, everything's perfectly balanced. It's like that one.
That's one of the things. Like back when I used to do educational videos as well. Like one of the things I found really hard about sponsorship is it's hard to be honest and, you know, to keep integrity when you're sponsored by someone. It's one of the things that's a really hard line to draw between, you know, supporting the people who are supporting you, but at the same time being honest about how you feel. And, you know, I feel for people who, I mean, it's, you know, it's not an uncommon community tactic to try and pay influencers and promoters to promote your game, but it's hard when those people don't start off as paid promoters and then become them, because you watch that transition from, you know, real honesty and, you know, real energy to someone who's doing this because they're being paid to. And it is different.
Yeah, you got to make that money somehow, though.
So true.
But
it is so true.
I guess if we ever do get sponsored, I'd probably only accept it from, you know, things that I would have actually used or I
Yes.
actually like. I wouldn't necessarily flog people something that, is going to not give them any benefit in their lives. Let's
Oxygen.
say. Yeah, this episode is brought to you by CO2. Wait, that's carbon dioxide. Never mind. Well,
That's okay. I wasn't going to point it out.
Yeah,
It's fine. You move on.
no. We're just going to swiftly move on from that and talk about, other sync pairs which are in the game. So last week we talked about Rosa and Siebold. Well, guess what? They're in the game at the moment to pull till the 30th. So we will definitely be doing a stream before the end of the banner because I want to get them. But here's Rosa. Should we talk Rosa?
Yeah, go and get your Santa themed Rosa.
Oh, I've got the wrong
Who's
image.
out in the game at the moment.
Oh dear.
Or Rosanta, as she's
Yes.
informally known as in the game.
Affectionately known as.
Partnered with Delibird and doing exactly what a Delibird should do, which is supporting allies and giving presents.
I was going to say working at the counter at Asda's, but probably not. Get it? Delibird.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. So yeah, as a sync pair, Aerial Ace and X Tackle. X Tackle, not something that you have easy access to in the game other than through Hilbert and Samurott. So not a bad one. All the presents, which gives basically move gauge acceleration and then raises the speed of all allied sync pairs, and then sharply raises one of the other stats at random. So attack, defense, special attack, special defense, or evasiveness, or accuracy. So it's definitely a random one. You can get lucky, you can get unlucky, but certainly the move gauge acceleration and speed is a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
And then drill pack.
Yes, indeed. And you've got the base 250 special delivery drill pack, which is quite unique for a support sync pair to have a powerful sync move. But yeah, in terms of passives,
You've basically got wide awake and snow shelter, so prevents you from falling asleep or taking damage in a hailstorm, and healing hail 1, which recovers HP whenever it moves during a hailstorm. So some good hail synergy, particularly handy alongside Summer Steven and a Lowland Soundslash, and obviously the flying type skill, being a flying type.
Yeah. So it has a sync grid at the moment, which was introduced. And I guess my favorite thing about the sync grid is just all the presents sort of stuff you can get. So it's got MP refresh on all the presents. So it restores like a point to it, so you can use it constantly. And you got Shared Fortune, which sharply raises the attack, defense, special defense, speed, accuracy, or evasiveness. There we go, got it. Of all sync pairs at random when we were successful. So basically double stat boosts if you're lucky.
Yeah, it's a useful support sync pair. It's made it into a really useful support sync pair.
Yeah, it's a fun one as well. I mean, Bianca just came out recently and it's got stored power. This would be good alongside it as well.
Absolutely.
Apart from that, it's got a lot of like. So you were saying that it would be good with I don't know what's happened to my S's. Summer Steven. There we go. Because it's got a lot of hail sort of. Hail tiles, I guess you can call them tiles, but it's got like hasty hail.
Well, he's a hail setter, isn't he? He's a dedicated hail setter.
Well, if he uses his sync move, yeah, he'll set hail. That's Steven, by the way. But this one, you can have like hail from the start of the match if you choose the sort of node on the sync grid. I guess it's node on the sync grid. Ice Shell, which increases defense in hailstorms, just basically things that benefit it being in a hailstorm, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's a good support in a way. The stats are not phenomenal, but I guess after all the stat boosts, it sort of covers itself. But yeah,
it's a cool sync pair.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and get that one. Just before we go, what if I told you that the next region is going to be based on India, and actually the one Pokemon that is from the Indian region is actually Delibird. Because
move hard.
Delibird. Okay. The next one's Siebold. Let's talk about Siebold, shall we? So this is another returning sync pair. So this was here back in Christmas 2019. This description just for you. Though his uniform has changed, Siebold remains a chef at heart. He is working on his newest recipe, a lavish delicacy featuring Octillery ink. So that's the reasoning why Octillery's his sync pair. So yeah, let's talk Siebold. What have we got going on with Siebold?
Yeah, it's a shame Siebold didn't get a grid.
He's
when
got a grid
Rosanta
now. He's got a
hurt.
grid. He just doesn't have.
Oh, he does
the,
now.
He doesn't
Oh,
have
sorry,
the
that's
X.
it. He doesn't have
Yeah.
6-star EX. So he has a grid. Octazooka, which reduces the opponent's accuracy. X Special Defense, which is just for auxiliary, not for the team. Scold, which does decent damage and has a chance to leave a burn. And also removes the frozen condition, which is pretty handy if you ever need it. And Only the Best, which sharply raises the user's defense and special attack. So nothing that's too groundbreaking. Nice to get a bit of bulk from the special defense and defense boosts, but nothing, I guess, too powerful. Sync move Gourmet Octazooka, which actually looks great, does 200 base damage and increases power if the target is burned.
Yeah, and it's passives.
So it's passives. I'm just stalling while it loads up on the screen. Can you tell?
So hostile environment 1 raises the chance of inflicting status conditions with the additional effects of moves. Fortuitous 4 has a good chance of raising the user's attack, defense, special defense, speed, accuracy, or evasiveness at random when a move is successful. And Piercing Gaze, so moves never miss, which is quite...
Piercing Gaze very useful for Octazooka with that base 85 accuracy. And Fortuitous 4, we've seen it with Glalie as well. It's a good way to, over a long battle, stack up decent buffs, and particularly if you're putting that alongside either something that's going to help you keep those buffs on, or pass them on to others. It's a good one to have.
Buff on, buff off, buff on, buff off. Do you get where that's from?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No. So a Singrid, pretty cool in the way that it can do several things. So you can have like a Singrid that focuses on burns and increasing your damage if the target's burned. A Singrid that if your stats are higher than your opponent's stats does more damage with a sync, or even taking advantage of what's it called? Is it Octazooka?
Octazooka.
Yeah, Octazooka. Yeah. So if your opponent's accuracy has been lowered, then your sort of sync does a lot more damage. And it's got critical critical strike 3, which powers up attacks if they become critical hits. So pretty
yeah,
cool.
It really is. It likes to burn and then sync. It's a good sync move spammer.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of things in its sync grid as well to increase the chances of your critical hit going up. So yeah, a lot going up for it. Looks like it's going to be like a sync nuke pair rather than anything else. Yeah, a fun little pair again. And yeah, their banner features both Rosa and Siebold together. So you could get either or both if you're lucky. So yeah, that is it for the sync pairs. Last thing to say is tomorrow we've got 2 things, or actually 3 things happening tomorrow. Can you name what they are?
I can, but I don't know if I'm allowed to name all of them.
Well, all 3 of these have been confirmed.
So tomorrow is Blissful Bonanza.
Yep.
So you'll have a good chance of picking up lots of cookies and lots of other useful items. Blissful Bonanza last time around was a plethora of really good items. So and also it looks like the levels are going to be quite straightforward. So it would be really worth jumping if it's anything like last time. So
it's
a good time
Blissey
to
bases.
Yes, it is literally like Blissey bases.
Yeah, exactly.
We talked about that in the Living Decks podcast, where I was like, I mined Blissey bases to get my team to level 100 before the third gym.
I remember.
Before the third gym.
If only that was one of the quiz questions yesterday, that would have really helped. But thanks. So yeah, we've got Blissful Bonanza where you can get lots of cookies.
We have the return of Cynthia and Stephen.
Now, please tell me, are you pulling on this?
Not tomorrow.
Okay. When you do, please do me a big favor.
Yes.
Don't tell me what you've got. Just record it for me, because I remember the last time you did.
Yeah,
you. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you watched that recording and you were enjoying it.
Dude, I just
in
like
special places.
I just like watching people get stuff. You know, especially
at the record show, he didn't deny it.
Huh?
At the record show, you didn't deny it.
Hey, yeah. Anything I say or do will be used against me in a court of law. So true. I'm not saying anything. But yeah, I just really enjoy seeing people pull for sync pairs and whatnot. It's just very satisfying. I don't know why that is, but yeah, let me know when you do decide to pull. Are you just waiting for like maybe the next update to find out what's coming, or is that the thing?
Yeah, I'm curious to see if if it is Zacian, I'm curious to see how good he is and whether it will be like a story event or whether it will be something that we have to pull for. And if it is, then I might want to get Zacian. We'll see how good Zacian is.
Yeah.
Um,
It is a shame.
but there's no rush. The banner's around for a little while, so there's no rush.
It is a shame that that this banner is coming, but the Gen 8 pair, is not going to be part of that banner. As in, like, you can't select for it after 40, pulls. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's assuming that it's not a Pokefair banner, then it will
points,
just.
sorry. Yeah.
Assuming it's not a Pokefair banner, it will just drop into the normal 5-star pool.
Yeah.
So if it's not a Pokefair banner, I definitely won't be going for it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And the last thing that's happening is a 5-star select special scout. So yeah, scout for a 5-star of your choice, essentially.
That's paid gems.
3,000 paid gems. I think the last time it was. So yeah, probably going to be the same again.
Cool.
But we shall move on to the next segment. Oh, that's not the segment noise. Oopsie daisy. This is a segment noise. So yeah, I actually saw something very cool on Twitter the other day, and it's this. It's this little thing right here. A Grimer that eats recycling, essentially. So
nice.
If you've got, like, I don't know, a bottle, you just put it in the Grimer. It will make a noise, and yeah, you've put it in the recycling bin. Now
that's awesome.
This is outside the Pokemon Center in Ikebukuro, I believe it is. Is it Ikebukuro? I think it's Ikebukuro, if I'm not mistaken. But that's the Pokemon Center you want to be going to. Oh yeah, inside the Sunshine City complex. I remember this. So that's where it is. If you want to see a video of it, you can follow, and you're gonna have to type this in. It's SOUHEKINO _FABO on Twitter. He's got video footage of how the Grimer sort of works. But yeah, it's very cool that they've got a recycling bin with a Grimer, and I think they should introduce that here. It'll definitely increase recycling, if not just me, but
yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool design.
The next thing I wanted to show you is something that was on the Reddits, and it's G-Max Alchemy cake. And so
someone made one for real.
Yeah, I heard you got engaged. So
I did.
I'm just saying, for the wedding? Question mark?
I can definitely see that getting me in trouble.
Sophie, yeah, might just end it there. Just like, look, I had one day, just one day, and you had to bring Pokemon into it.
I don't know if there's going to be anywhere I can get Pokemon into the wedding.
No, well, if you get me into the wedding, then I'll make it fit. Don't you worry.
Come dressed as like Ash Ketchum, right? I'm in so much trouble.
Oh my god! I'll come with like a Pokeball, open the Pokeball, and I'll just present the rings to you too.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Right, so I actually have a friend who did that, who proposed with a Pokeball.
That's really cool. That is really cool. Now I'm just saying out there, if your spouse doesn't like Pokemon, don't do that. Okay, no matter how much you think is a good idea, don't do that. But we shall move on to this little bit over here. It's just a new sort of poster for Pokemon Coco, or whatever it's called now, the Secrets of the Jungle, I guess it is. But yeah, this is designed by Yoshitoshi Shinomiya, who did also posters of the similar sort of style for the first two rebooted movies as well. So yeah, just a cool little poster I wanted to pull up.
Yeah, it's nice. A really nice image.
But that is it. We shall move on to everybody's favorite segment, where the Helioptile is Pokemon Sleep.
I did some proper research this week.
Damn.
So do you know who the developers are for Pokemon Sleep? Out of curiosity.
I forgot their name. It's something weird. It's a weird name for a developer.
So it's Select Button.
Yes, the one.
Who are the same developers who made Magikarp Jump.
Yeah.
And they've also made two other games, one called Hunt Cook and one called Survive Mola Mola. Both mobile games as well.
Mm-hmm.
But officially they are the developers for Pokemon Sleep, working alongside Niantic for the Pokemon Go integration, whatever that will be.
And they're also Google as well, I think it is, isn't it?
They're not officially announced as developers or partners on on the title, but yeah, they'll have integration with that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure particularly for the wearables and Android and all that kind of stuff, the
Mhm.
integration that they'll need there. But I went on to Select Button's website and I thought I'd do a little bit of research.
Oh, he's going in, lads.
So I read to you now the philosophy from Select Button's website. This is their ethos, their way of working.
Yeah.
A group that loves games, with a game expression that makes you feel nostalgic, armed with the latest web technology. Life with games is fun. We will send such a message to the world. So that's their philosophy,
Great.
and it's governed around life with games is fun.
I guess I nearly fell asleep there, so they've done their job, haven't they?
Life with games is fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that means life without games, Select Button, is not fun. And it's possible that all the bad things happening in the world right now are because you haven't put out the game. Because life without games isn't fun.
Oh my god. I can't believe you cracked it. You solved it. So
Select Button are responsible for coronavirus.
I just want to say for legal reasons, that is just a joke. We don't think they're responsible for coronavirus, but it would go to explain why we haven't had Pokemon Sleep yet, because they don't want us to have fun in our lives.
They want us to be miserable.
Are they? So is your thinking that perhaps they've seen 2020? It's a miserable old year. You know what? You can have fun next year. Forget this year. You can have fun next year.
That could well be it.
Yeah. Well,
it's a very interesting website actually, because there's nothing on it.
Select Button. You've selected the wrong people to mess with. You've pushed my button. That is for sure. And with that lame pun, we shall move on. Life without facts is lame. Now, you did send me an image for this. And guess what I did with that image?
You deleted it.
I forgot to put it up. Yeah, I thought I put it up and I can't find it now. Fantastic. But yeah, what is the unknown image, unknown fact for this week? Unknown image.
So, unknown fact of the week. It's one that we actually talked about a long time ago, even before we rebooted the podcast, which is that originally, Arcanine was due to be the 4th legendary Pokemon.
Now, just so the audience knows, yesterday I was on a quiz where Amit actually had designed some of the Pokemon questions. And one of the questions was, actually, this is probably going to be part of your fact of the week, but one of the questions was this, and I got it wrong. And Amit was mad at me. He was mad at me because I didn't remember that before we rebooted this whole podcast, he mentioned this unknown fact of the week before. So go on, hit me with it.
It's quite an iconic image. So as Ash walks into the Pokemon Center in episode 2 of the anime, up on the screen in the Pokemon Center is this image or this mural with Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos, and in the 4th corner is Arcanine. And it goes alongside the this whole theory that Arcanine was due to be a legendary Pokemon, is that its Pokedex entry lists it as the legendary Pokemon. So in the same way that like Bulbasaur is the seed Pokemon or Ponyta is the fire horse Pokemon, Arcanine is the legendary Pokemon.
Do you know, it always was quite majestic as well whenever you saw it, and it was deemed or was shown to be quite powerful as a Pokemon, so it does make sort of sense they were thinking about making it legendary at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it talks to the fact that its stat line is very impressive as well. It's it's got decent stats, not quite the tier of the legendary birds, but certainly much more impressive than the majority of the rest of the
PvP or VGC at some point, wasn't it? I remember a lot of
TCG.
people using.
No, VGC. You're right. You're right. Yep.
So
yeah, even in Gen 8, it was being used.
Cool Pokemon. Cool. Oh yeah, yes. Early Gen 8, because you were restricted to how many Pokemon you could select.
Yeah, exactly.
From.
So it had access to Intimidate, Snarl, Will-O-Wisp. It was a very good staller.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our unknown fact of the week, and I can't believe I forgot it. I guess that's our unknown fact of the week about how I forgot it. But
should we talk about the other things you forgot very quickly?
Go on, hit the audience with it. Embarrass me.
So the 100 battle challenge that rewards your Pokemon with a very special ribbon.
Never going to get that.
There's only 2 challenges in the entire Pokemon universe that require you to win 100 battles in a row. The first is Battle Tower in Pokemon Emerald. And the second, probably the more famous, is the 100 floors of Mount Battle in Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
Yeah, would have never got that.
100 battles in a row with not rental, but restricted Pokemon. It is not fun.
You can say that again. And what's the other ones I got wrong?
You did dodge the trick that I set for you, which is that if you choose Scorbunny you choose Grookey as your starter, what's the first Pokemon that Hop catches? The answer, of course, is Wooloo, because Hop does not. Hop has a Wooloo before he gets his starter.
Yeah. I'll
Hop
never forget that
starters
because he rocked up a double in one of the final battles.
Yeah, he did.
It's like, come on, dude. Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, Pokemon Journeys as well. Not Journeys. Pokemon, what's it called? Twilight Wings did a really good episode with Hop and his Wooloo. So.
Yes, they did. The other one you got wrong, that your answer annoyed me. I can understand you not getting it right, but your answer annoyed me, which is which two Pokemon fuse together in order to evolve?
Oh, yeah.
You need 3 Magnemite to get a Magneton.
I know, and I thought it was a trick question. That's why I just said Magnemite.
No, so Beldum becomes the 2 arms of Metang.
Yeah, I thought you had a base Magnemite, and then you had 2 more, fusing 2 more into that one Magnemite.
Oh no, I said I did word the question when I sent it to Vince to say exactly 2.
Yeah. So
no, it's Beldum.
As soon as you said, was it Beldum or Metang?
So Metang is the evolved form. So Beldum fuses together to form Metang.
But then doesn't 2 Metangs fuse together to evolve into?
I don't know.
Metagross?
I don't know. I don't think it does because
the other part of that question that confused me is the fusing part. Like, we don't have fusing in Pokemon apart from the gene splices. So I'm like, what?
Yeah. So I mean, it's fusing in the same way that like a Magneton would form from fusion, or maybe a Diglett or whatever else.
Yeah. Fair enough. And was there another question I got wrong?
There was one other. I have to check the questions. There was one other one, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, there were not fun questions, let me tell you that much. But I was kind of glad that they were hard enough for me not to get, because I did feel bad that there's a whole Pokemon section that's basically dedicated to me getting points and no one else had a chance of getting those.
Yeah, so originally it was going to be, like, the title was going to be something very subtle Pokemon, and then the other category, which was going to be purely Temtem.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I got all the Temtem questions right. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, God, that's not something to be proud of. Yeah.
Shout out to Temtem for ripping Pokemon off.
I'm not even giving him a shout out. This is all going to be edited out.
And then I'm annoyed about this. I'm annoyed about this one as well, which is, how do you get your Pokemon to walk behind you?
No, this one
Diamond, Pearl, Platinum.
No. There was no mention of. Oh yeah, you did say that. But here's the thing, right? You can't. So you were saying in a specific instance. I took the question as in the entire game. So it's like, well, false. It's the other Gen 4 game that you get to do that. And you're like, no, Amity Square.
Okay, well, maybe it was the way that the question was read out, but the wording was like, how can you get a Pokemon to walk behind you in Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum?
Yeah.
And the hint was it's my name.
The question should have been phrased as like, what is the name of the place where you can get Pokemon to follow you?
Yeah, that would have been a kind of question. I agree.
Because like, you can't just get a Pokemon to follow you, because that's not how that game works. If it's like a specific area,
it should have been, where do you go to get a Pokemon?
Yeah, that's what I was curious of that one. But
that's all right.
I would have never remembered Amity Square because I haven't played that
it's
game
my
in
name.
ages.
Yeah, it's Amity Square. My name.
Yeah, I need to go back and play the older games again. It's been a long
Well,
time.
we might get who knows? We might get a Gen 4
I haven't played like a lot of them since university, apart from like I think Red, Blue, and Yellow. I replayed those not too long ago, but the rest of them I hadn't played since university.
Fair enough.
Excuse me, but that has been another edition of the PokeRamble Podcast. As you can tell, we've been recording earlier because there's football on in the UK, and that's all we live for. As you know, I'm just checking what Arsenal are doing next week.
Speaking of your earlier when you were making
the podcast is going to be early again next week, so
cool.
It's going to be another 6:30 start because Arsenal play at 7:15 against Wolves. And let's look at Liverpool. When did Liverpool play? You play on the Saturday. Fantastic. So yeah,
what is a Liverpool football player's favourite curry.
Oh, gone.
Chicken tikka masala.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That is really good.
That was Sophie's creation.
I am so sorry. I thought your game was at 9:30, but it's now. So I'm going to let you go.
You're good. You're good.
I'm going to do the outros, and we'll catch you all next week. So,
bye, guys.
Twitch.tv/KumailH, 6:30 next week, Sunday. You'll see us tomorrow again from YouTube Monday at some point. I'm not too sure what time, but you'll see us on twitch.tv/KumailH.
Yeah,
So follow me
off
there.
topic.
Yeah, just talking about whatever. We will be doing some sort of Pokemon Masters stream. I'm not too sure on what day it's going to be. It's probably going to be towards the end of the week. I suspect probably Saturday for Pokemon Masters pulls. And yeah, we'll catch you next Sunday. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.